Where are you guys at?
I'm in Dracula's castle. I don't know what you guys are doing. But...
If you kill Dracula, you should be able to teleport to where we're at, so...
yeah.
So I experienced virtual reality for the first time. It was actually really amazing.
So first of all, which set did you use?
It's PlayStation VR.
I looked at the Resident Evil 7's menu, and it was amazing.
Did you play any Resident Evil?
No, I didn't want to.
As someone who has, do not blame you. That was the freakiest experience of my life.
I actually love playing VR. I think it's really fun.
We got to the part where you find, you know, your... Is it your wife or your girlfriend? It's your wife, right?
Yes, it's your wife.
Your wife? Like, when she stands up and is like, we've got to get out of here, and she's, like, motioning me to come on. That part was crazy because the animation was so real. Like, it felt like you could, like, reach out and grab her arm or something.
I was actually really impressed. I had super low expectations for VR because I didn't have a clue what it was going to look like, and it was super good.
Did you do anything else?
They put on this strange robot game.
Astro Bot VR.
Astro Bot, yeah. That's a cool game.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I thought Resident Evil looked cooler. I would like to play a game that looked like Resident Evil but wasn't as scary.
Job simulator. That's a pretty fun VR experience.
Job simulator?
What kind of job?
In this office, and there's like this robot in there, like across the cubicle from you, and it's kind of cool.
Are they going to do the Stanley Parable in VR? Because that would be amazing. You know, another game that would be really cool in VR is Half-Life 2.
You know what else I think would be really cool?
What?
Is Soma.
Soma's like one of the scariest games I've played.
Skyrim in VR was kind of cool.
I think any kind of open world game would be really, really fun.
Subnautica, I think, already has VR, which that would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be cool. If they could do like a first-person adventure game, that would be super cool. Speaking of adventure games, have any of you played Thimbleweed Park?
I've started it on Switch. I've not gotten very far.
It's the first adventure game that I don't like.
Oh, really?
And I uninstalled it after 3 hours of playing it. It was too obvious that they were trying too hard to be like LucasArts games, or...
It actually was made by that guy, right? Not Tim Schafer, but the other guy that made Maniac Mansion.
Well, he lost his touch. Because it wasn't funny. I didn't even smile. Like, typically in adventure games you might talk to the same person or say the same thing twice because sometimes you'll get a different response.
Yeah.
But if you don't get a different response, you're like, okay, whatever, and you skip it. You cannot skip any dialogue in this game.
Well, that's lame.
It's super annoying because they're not funny in the first place. And for some reason, because you would think hitting the spacebar would have you skip dialogue, but spacebar pauses the game, and I would love to know why you would pause an adventure game. You can keep playing the game, Dean, but I did not like it.
The only ones I've really ever liked is Maniac and Day of the Tentacle and Monkey Island.
Well, those are all classics.
You need to play Beneath Steel Sky. It's free on Good Old Games. It's super old, like really, really old, but it's actually funny.
Well, if you've played Maniac Mansion, you should have no problems with Beneath the Steel Sky, because Maniac Mansion's pretty archaic. Do you know that in Day of the Tentacle, there is a room that if you go into it, there's a computer on a desk, and if you play the computer, you will they actually have the full game of Maniac Mansion on that computer?
Yeah, I do remember that. That re-release of it, they made a new version of it for the new consoles. They get it on PS4 and Vita. So I played it on my Vita. See, I need to get to a place where I could do like what Shauna did and give a game a chance for 3 hours and then just be okay with the fact that I don't like it and just move on. No, I got this game and so I need to play it until I'm done with it. It's like, but I don't like it.
I actually learned that ability from Aaron. He taught me that if you don't like a movie, you can just be like, I don't like this movie, and turn it off. I've never seen anyone do that before. And then he started doing that with video games, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I can do that too. And I don't like Thimbleweed Park, so I'm going to install
Well, it's just life is so short. Why do you want to spend your life playing something you're not enjoying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know something I just realized about this game?
What?
Is that even if you get something that says 5%, it still makes a huge difference. Because, like, a ring that does 5% Frost Nova, and, like, every 3 clicks, it does a Frost Nova for me.
So, Dean, why is Mega Man 8 so far your least favorite Mega Man?
I just think it sucks. So, I just don't like the look of it at all. Mega Man 7 looks so much better than that. I don't like the animation of it. Like, just Mega Man runs weird, and it's just got like extra frames of animation, and it just seems kind of unnecessary. He almost looks kind of floaty. Everything looks extra kitty. Even like the design of the world, the stuff you're standing on and stuff, just looks like blocks for preschoolers or something. It just doesn't feel as tight as the other games. 7 might potentially be my favorite.
So Tyler, what do you think of StarCraft now that you've gotten into it?
It's pretty good. The first one kind of reminds me of Warcraft. The second one is by far the best game I've probably played for a while.
After all the DLC, Black Ops 3 is 130 gigabytes.
So it's about $1 a gigabyte, huh?
I'm gonna need your help one of these days.
Me? Why? What's up?
Because I have to play Quake. I have to play it with the music. I can't just play that nonsense without the music. That's stupid.
Oh, I will definitely help you with that. It's been a while since I've put the mod on, so I'll have to run by it again. But I've actually got. It's weird that you say that because I've had an itch to play Quake again as well because it's such a good game.
What do you mean with music? Quake doesn't have music.
The original Quake had a by Nine Inch Nails, and it was, I don't know how good it was, but it's hard to play it without what I remember.
It's pretty ambient. Honestly, I think that Nine Inch Nails is being kind of douchey for not allowing...
Well, in the long run, it just goes to show you that it doesn't really benefit you to use a named band to do stuff.
Right.
Because, like, Doom doesn't have to worry about that. They got their own soundtrack, and it's awesome.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they use a real hammer to make noises.
A real hammer to make music? Is that what you said?
So, you know the YouTube channel, Did You Know?
Yeah.
Did You Know Gaming? They gave misinformation about the soundtrack for Doom 2016. They said that Mick Gordon used a real chainsaw for the opening sequences of the of Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said he used a real chainsaw. I actually watched a whole YouTube video where he did like a conference about how he made the soundtrack for that game. And he said that he used the chainsaw sound effect from the first Doom game. He didn't actually use a real chainsaw, but Did You Know Gaming said that he used a real chainsaw. So since then, I don't trust anything that Did You Know says, because you don't know if it's actually real.
And since then, I've been making fun of it.
I don't blame you.
I don't really play Resident Evil games that much, but I like this one. Well, in 1 and 2, and I think 3 as well, you're fighting zombies, where in 4 and then on the rest of them, you're just fighting like monsters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
You don't think that matters?
No, not at all.
Not everyone thinks like you, Jake.
They look like zombies. I'm gonna shoot them. Like, what's the difference?
I don't think a zombie is gonna shoot a crossbow or throw a chainsaw at me. It's something too.
So what?
Do you prefer zombies that run or zombies that walk?
I'd prefer zombies that walk, honestly. A little bit easier to shoot that, and you're gonna know if a zombie's coming at you when you hear him step stomping down the hallway. If there's one shuffling towards you, it's kind of hard to tell, so...
Right.
I suppose fear factor, I'd prefer walking zombies than running.
Fast zombies, it's like they're not the living dead, like they're
like infected.
Yeah, the infected.
I was having a conversation with one of my buddies about 28 Days Later. He's a big fan of George A. Romero zombie movies, but he doesn't like 28 Days Later. The reason he doesn't like 28 Days Later is because it has running zombies, where, as you know, George A. Romero's films have the slow walking zombies.
Yeah, I'd say 28 Days is probably one of the best zombie movies.
I agree 100%.
I agree too.
I did not like 28 Weeks as much.
No, that one was terrible.
I've never even seen that
But
movie.
there's some really memorable parts in 28 Days, especially that part where that guy looks up and that drop of blood goes right in his eye.
It's terrible.
Man, that was rough.
Yeah, I know, because he was such a good guy.
Can we talk about the whole issue of whether or not you're shooting zombies in Resident Evil?
Well, they're not even dead. It states that they're just infected people.
Yeah, but who cares?
Are we talking about the Las Plagas or the Uroboros?
Either one.
A better question is, why do you care?
We're talking about the chupacabras, man.
Stupid that people complain about it.
I've never even heard anybody complain about it.
About what?
I have.
What specifically? What do people complain about?
I can't seem to talk to anyone about Resident Evil 4 and 5 that are fans of the originals about anything other than, oh, they're not real zombies.
Well, see, I like the originals a lot. I still think Resident Evil 4 is a masterpiece. The question is what they're getting worked up about really matter?
Well, we explored this whole place, and what did we find?
Nothing.
I am very excited to buy a Genesis Mini this year. Originally, they were working with that same company that made that previous one they had, and then they finally decided to not do that. So sometime last year, they ended their contract with that company or whatever, so then they decided to do it themselves.
It just depends on what games are on it.
They've announced half the games so far, so they've done 20 to 40.
40? Oh, that's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it going to be priced at?
I think it's similar to the SNES Classic. It's like 80. It comes with 2 controllers. Yeah, it comes with all the proper cabling. The only reason I say that is, for whatever reason, the most expensive one that's been released so far, the Sony one, didn't come with a power cord for some reason. Idiots.
That is crazy.
Can someone please explain to me what the reasoning is between putting Japanese exclusive games on one and then a whole list of different games for the American version?
I have no idea.
With the NES and Super Nintendo.
The same thing with that Neo Geo thing, the one that's like shaped like a mini arcade machine, which I heard that wasn't very good, so I won't get one, but they had a different list of games for Japan and America, and the Japanese were more fighting game titles.
You know what makes me mad?
Uh-oh, what?
When companies make a console, like the original Genesis, and then they make a second model, and the second model has a different power adapter plug thing.
Yep.
Because we have the original Genesis, but we do not have the AC adapter for it. And I thought for sure that the second model fit it. Now I know, no, it doesn't.
Avengers End Game?
Oh. No, I haven't seen it, and I probably won't see it till our friend Mark buys it and brings it over.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I liked it a lot, yeah. I went and saw it Thursday.
Did it wrap up everything?
It did.
Hey, question for you. Is there a part in the movie where Iron Man says, I'm going to show you how to do an infinite?
Not that I remember.
Okay. In Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there's a glitch in the game that you can go infinite with Iron Man.
Yeah.
And just keep the combo going over and over and over without dropping it until the person's dead. And he said that Iron Man says, I'm going to show you how to do an infinite in that movie, and I think he was just trying to be funny.
He could have. It was a pretty long movie. It was like over 3 hours. There's a chance, but I don't recall. So I was really getting an itch to buy Mortal Kombat 11.
Did you?
I want it pretty bad.
Is it out now?
It's out. Yep.
Yeah, it's out now. People are playing it.
To be honest, when I first heard they were bringing Joker to Smash, I thought they meant like Joker from Batman.
That's funny.
Because I don't play Persona, so I didn't know what the dude's name was called.
Joker's not a bad pick by any means for me. It's just not one that I personally care about that much, so...
I think they did a really good job designing him, and he's actually a really good character on the Piranha.
Dude, I like Piranha Plant.
But he is very not good.
You know what a popular strategy that Capcom does with their fighting games, which I hope Smash doesn't decide to do that, is when they're announcing a new character, they make him super OP'd so that people have to buy it in order to take it to training mode to figure out how to beat him or learn him. No. And then, after they make their new character super OP'd, for several months they wait for the complaints to build up, and then they nerf the character. And they do that with each DLC. That's how they make money.
They do it on purpose? That sucks.
Yep.
Bunch of punks.
Yep, Street Fighter V is notorious for it, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people give it crap. Because when they release a new character, the character's super OP'd, they'll nerf it after everyone's purchased the character. Because there's people who are like, I don't want to learn this character, but I want to learn the meta against him, so I have to buy him for training mode. And then there's other people who are like, oh, I'm going to play this character because he's so OP'd.
Hey, where are you guys at?
I am entering the 6th tomb of Telracha.
When are they going to bring Shin Megami Tensei 5 to Nintendo Switch? That's what I'm waiting for.
They haven't said anything about that game.
They had like a really short trailer acting like they're gonna make it, and it's been like 2 years since that trailer, and they haven't done anything.
Dude, I really want to play that Dusk game.
Throwback shooter?
Quake kind of thing.
Speaking of throwback shooters, have you played Rise of the Triad?
I have not, but I heard it's good.
I've heard of it.
It's a really good, like, one of those old style Quake shooters.
I need to check that out, because I know it's on Good Old Games, and I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I'm in the clock tower of Dawn of Sorrow.
How's the Medusa treating you?
All the Medusas are yellow, which means they turn you to stone every time you hit them.
I remember Aaron told me about Dawn of Sorrow at the Smash tournament.
Yes.
That was one of our first memories.
That was one of the reasons why I like Dawn of Sorrow, is because you can get the gun early.
Early?
In Dawn of Sorrow, you can get a gun like near the beginning of the game.
It's blocked off until you unlock the path.
Not in Arya's Sorrow, you have to wait till the end of the game, but in Dawn of Sorrow, you can get that real early in the game.
It's thundering? I just heard thunder. Thunder.
Oh. It's not a bad song.
That's why I sing it all the time. And
Shauna's trying to sing not natural, but thunderstruck.
Oh, Thunderstruck? Oh, never mind.
It's by AC/DC?
I don't know.
Yeah, by AC/DC.
yeah, it goes like this. And
I don't think it's
then
Thunderstruck is like...
It goes thunder. Yeah, I was thunderstruck.
I really like Thunderstruck a lot.
I don't like AC.
the radio does ruin songs.
Yep. I used to like Pearl Jam until Laser decided to play Pearl Jam like every freaking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is thundering out. Is it thundering where you guys are?
It's lightninging and thundering.
Is it raining? Is
Yeah.
it raining now? Oh.
Cool.
Wow, he is not dying, is he?
No, he's
No,
still
he's not.
Daryl. He's going down
Clicking so
now.
fast.
Die, Daryl.
Oh, that's disorienting. It's
Yeah.
hard to look at.
They want you to shield your eyes when this happens. It's part of the plan.
Yeah.
You know, as far as archangels go, I think the character design for Tyrell is probably one of the coolest designs you can come up with for an archangel.
I
Oh, yeah.
agree. He's super cool looking. He definitely doesn't look feminine. Alright, that means we'll get to sail. And that will be a perfect place to end it. Yeah, sail east. Awesome. We're all caught up, guys. Have a good night, Dean.
Hey, you too. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Good night.
Well.
See ya.